Drag has always played its part in cinema, from straight characters cross-dressing for comedy,
He's not the guitar, he's a very naughty boy,
to Cary Grant winking at the audience,
but why are you wearing these clothes?
Because I just went gay all of a sudden.
right through to biological women vamping it up for the camera.
Yes, hot.
I'm Trixie Mattel, and I'll be your guide to drag in cinema for the next 4.5 minutes.
How's this for a center spread?
In John Waters' iconic Pink Flamingos, the legendary drag queen Divine combines all of this into a grotesque caricature of womanhood, designed to provoke the straight middle classes of America.
This is a direct attack on my divinity.
Divine looks like one tired-ass showgirl with her crazy eye makeup high on her balding head, hair drawn back, and an array of gowns and fur coats. This shit-eating queen couldn't be more at odds with 1970s Baltimore.
You stand convicted of assholism.
At a primal level, the audience gets its life from the idea of female depravity. Pink Flamingos mocks middle-class America in broad daylight, but Cabaret throws shade at 1930s Germany by night. Willkommen, bienvenue, welcome.
Cabaret, oh cabaret, to cabaret.
The draggy MC and liberated queers of the cabaret are a slap in the face to totalitarian politics. At the same time, the musical presents an alternative to that violence and hatred by making the world of cabaret and drag a warm, reconstructed family for lost souls. Over time, drag queens start to be seen as emancipated figures, and the drag world is shown as an alternative family unit. Jenny Livingston's iconic Paris is Burning, which introduced so many people to the world of drag, shows us drag mothers, queens who take in other queens and protect them from the world that turns its back on them.
It's important to me to be the mother because there's so many little kids that I have to look out for.
Drag reconfigures the idea of motherhood and family. Queer people are connected by so much more than their blood. Drag families are less painful, less strict, better dressed, and blessed with much better taste in music. In The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, the drag queen played by Guy Pearce introduces Benjamin, a child, to the world of drag. You see them dance and lip sync together after Benjamin's mother has handed him over to his queer drag queen father. But most of all, drag queens in cinema stand for letting it all hang out. Or should that be tucking it all away?
How many times do I have to tell you green is not your color?
One of drag's main attractions is the idea of putting on a show. Performing gender gives an added dimension to the musical or dance performance, and that dimension is queerness.
Sweet transvestite.
Look at Dr. Frankenfurter in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. He certainly wants you to. When he disrobes, revealing his kinky glitter and lace ensemble, complete with thigh-high stocking and patent leather heels, the murderous, sexually deviant scientist is clearly villainous. But we love him for it. By making the bad guy a sexy queen, the film queers Frankenstein as a drag mother who gives birth to and then seduces her creation. This is the essence of camp, something that takes us out of normality, shaking up white bread complacency, triumphantly trampling over mainstream turf. What's fun in these performances is seeing queens taking over, making their own rules, and making squares squirm. Deep down, we know that however powerful she seems on stage, in the real world, that sequin bitch is an underdog. Because, to come back to Paris is Burning, and everything comes back to Paris is Burning, darling, the people it depicts are fighting, struggling to create their own space, their own identity. The euphoria of drag comes from adversity, and it do take nerve. There's joy in seeing people who were sidelined come dancing into the spotlight to snatch that crown. Head to Inside Cinema on BBC iPlayer for more.